What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry for staying this long without making videos. I'm making sure I make a video at least every day, otherwise it's gonna be every 2 days, otherwise the maximum period of time is not gonna be more than 3 days without making videos. So I apologize strongly for not making videos. Please make sure you subscribe. I make these efforts to help people achieve some stuff that they don't know how to do exactly, or solve some problems that they face, or anything like that. So I would appreciate strongly if you subscribe, like and share and comment. Any problem you face, any suggestion you have, don't hesitate to write it down below underneath this video or any other video so I can help you with it. So here I have Linux Mint, and it's running Cinnamon. And as you all know, when it comes to Linux Mint, the one that's based on Ubuntu, there are three main ones, which are Cinnamon, Mate, and XFCE. Each one of them you can download it as an ISO from the official website of Linux Mint. And some people may think that if you want to change the desktop environment or replace the one that you're using, let's assume you are using Cinnamon like my case or something else, you want to change it to something else, let's say Mate or XFCE, you may think that you need to download the ISO that is assigned or that is related to the other desktop environment and then do the installation process from the scratch. Well, in this video I'm going to show you in general how you can install extra desktop environments on Linux Mint, especially the official ones that you find their ISOs on the official website, and how you can remove the ones that you don't need. Let's say you don't want to have more than one desktop environment. You install it, for example, Mate, after you have installed the system using Cinnamon, and then you want to remove Cinnamon and you want to keep your Mate desktop environment working. This video is for that thing. So the process is quite simple, although it is not recommended, depending on what I have read from the official forums of Linux Mint. It is not recommended to switch or to replace your main desktop environment with another on your Linux Mint. You better install Linux Mint from the scratch. Otherwise, if you have sensitive data that you are afraid of losing when you reinstall your system, let's say you made a mistake and it caused you to lose your data, and you have no other option but following the steps that I'm going to show you, just follow the steps that I'm going to show you. It's not going to be the best results. I don't think that you need to worry that much, because yes, the change of the desktop environments in general and some distributions do not give the best results. For example, for me, I have tried such thing with Manjaro, and I installed, for example, Manjaro with GNOME. I wanted to replace, and I keep facing some errors and some problems. Eventually, I just stopped using Manjaro and used Arch Linux instead of it, which I find it easier to install and remove desktop environments. Alright, what you need to do, or what you need to know, is the keyword for every desktop environment. Every desktop environment is just a set of software that contains multiple things, including the text editor, the settings and everything, the terminal emulator, the file browser and stuff like that. So every desktop environment has its own stuff. When you install a specific desktop environment, you install extra software that comes in the form of dependencies, and the desktop environment pulls those dependencies to install. I hope I did not bother you with all this explanation. So let's jump to the process of installing extra desktop environments, the ones that are official, and replacing the others that you have. So to do such thing, you need to remember these three words: Mint, Meta, and these ones. You have Cinnamon, you have Mate, and you have XFCE. If you want to install, you better start with installing the extra desktop environment. I don't recommend you to start with deleting, because you're gonna get rid of your graphical user interface, and you may not be an advanced user, and you may panic when you see the TTY of your computer and think that it's broken, but actually it's not. So let's say, for example, we want to do with Mate. If you want to install Mate, you run this command. If you want to install XFCE and replace the first desktop environment, you run this command. If you want to install Cinnamon, if it's not installed, you run this command. In my case, I have Cinnamon, so I'm gonna run this command to install Mate. It gives you everything about the dependencies and everything. You see it, you read it. If you want to understand as much as you can about it, just don't hesitate to do it. You press Y to do the installation. And I will be back once it's ready, once it's done. Alright, so the installation of Mate Desktop for me is done. For you, you don't necessarily need to have, or you don't necessarily need to install Mate Desktop. You can, for example, install Cinnamon if you have Mate by default. And all you have to do, as I said to you, is to make sure that you run the command sudo apt install mint meta, and the last word is the desktop environment name. If it's XFCE, it should be mint meta XFCE. If it's Cinnamon, it should be mint meta Cinnamon. You install it just like I did right now, and you do the thing that I'm going to show you right now, okay? You close the terminal and you log out like this. You do this first step before you do the next step, just to make sure that things go the way needed. Here you put your password. Moment of truth. Yup, it's working. This is Mate. This is the terminal of Mate. Yeah. And the next thing you do is sudo apt. We have installed Mate. In my case, the default one was Cinnamon. For you, depending on your first installation. And you run this command. You put your password. Okay. Here you delete this one. But you need to understand something. When you delete this one, make sure once you delete later I guess we will delete the dependencies, we make sure that like DM is not deleted, okay? We run this command, we wait for it, and then we run auto purge. Auto purge. Like this. Yeah. Auto remove. Just to make sure it's no. Fetch. Okay, let's try to log out. If I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be alright the way I expected. Otherwise, we will see what's gonna happen. Still exists there. Yeah, so I guess I'm wrong about the command, which should be Cinnamon. The installation you use mint meta, the name of the desktop, and the removal should be the name of the desktop, I guess. Sudo apt purge Cinnamon. Your password, press Y. Okay. To remove, to delete, no, to purge, no. Here, I guess, forgot the command, standby. Yes, so it's not like this, remove, purge, and here, like this. Yup, enter. This is in case you installed Linux Mint Cinnamon, and then you want to replace it with Mate, for example. The first command of add in another desktop environment should be the way I told you, but the second command should be like this. Okay, here let's check if LightDM is going to be deleted. Here you check it here. It is not, so you're good to go. You wait for it to delete. Just it's supposed to delete cinnamon only. In my case, it's cinnamon only. In your case, it should be something else. Let's check with mate, for example. If it's the same or not. Here it's supposed to be mate. Yep. So the command to delete the desktop environment that is installed firstly or from the beginning is sudo apt remove -- purge and the thing that you want to delete. If it's xfce, let's try with xfce. It's not installed. Okay, so now we check if we still have mate in our login screen or not. We log out first. So I was wrong when I thought it's by running the command sudo apt purge mint meta and the name of the desktop. It's not like that. It should be sudo apt remove -- purge the name of the desktop environment and asterisk. This is in case you want to change and replace your desktop environment with another official one on Linux Mint. Your main desktop environment that you started with can be Cinnamon, can be Mate, can be XFCE, and you want to move to another one which is one of two. If you have, for example, Cinnamon, it should be Mate or XFCE. First command you run is sudo apt install mint meta -- the name of the desktop environment, mint - meta -- the name of the desktop environment to install the new one. After you install it, you check if it's installed, you log into it like I did, and then the last thing you do is sudo apt purge, or let me remember the command, yes, remove, not purge, remove -- purge, and then the name of the desktop environment with an asterisk at the end. Alright, I guess that's it. See you in another video.